Welcome one and all to the Mudai Manga Book Club podcast. Today's episode 23. Oh no, the strategy guide got isekai. My name is Louie and I will be your guide to finding a guide to talk strategy guides. It's Tom. I'm done. I'm joined with my co-host.
Thank God it wasn't the Final Fantasy IX one, since you can't access PlayOnline.com in the fantasy world.
Tom!
Yes, I went there. I'm still mad about that.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah. Welcome to another episode of the show, everybody.
Yeah, and that was back when the internet wasn't really as useful as it is now.
It was available. It wasn't everybody didn't have it, no, but it wasn't like lots of people didn't have it. It was starting to be around, but it was still a bad idea to have a strategy guide where it's, here's how to beat phase 1 of the boss. To beat phase 2, go on to playonline.com and enter the code XQB793 into the search box.
Yeah, it was bad. But we're getting off topic.
No, we're not.
So for anyone who hasn't listened before, we talk about all kinds of things, mainly manga, anime, light novels, and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So we have two main topics typically every week. The first one is we're going to talk about things we've read, seen, listened to, enjoyed in the last week. Mm-hmm. And our main topic for this week is going to be a review of I Pick Up This World Strategy Guide Volume 1.
Yes. So with that,
true.
What have you been up to this week?
Not a whole lot. So I did finish the Citadel, which was interesting. So for anyone who doesn't know the Citadel, it is a Doom-style game. You could play, I think it's only on the computer, but it's a Doom-style, but it's updated so you have full mouse control, so it's full aiming and all that kind of stuff. It's set where you're, I believe, a machine. It's all anime, everything. It's very gritty. Everything is, you have to reload every bullet, and it's weird. I'm still not quite sure what the story was, just that you're there killing tons and tons of robots. And
are you sure they're robots?
Well, when they explode, they're not robots on the inside per se. Some of them are. Some of them are.
No, a lot of them are just anime girls.
Yes. They look, it's weird. And then the actual gameplay is really good. Mm-hmm. It's really fun. It's a much faster version of like a Doom style game. Yeah. The jumping is a pain in the butt, especially on the levels where you have to jump everywhere.
I mean, that's first-person shooters in general.
Yeah. But besides that, it's really good. It's fun. Yeah. I definitely didn't need all of the weapons and upgrades that they give you to finish it.
I can see that. Yeah.
It's interesting. The story is very light. It's extremely light. Stuff happens at the beginning and then at the end. And in between, it's like you're just blowing and destroying everybody. It doesn't matter. There's cool boss fights. The boss fights tend to be very samey, I found. Like, there's a boss.
I can see that, yeah.
And they just shoot a bazillion bullets at you. You have to dodge and shoot a bazillion bullets back.
Yep.
And then the fight ends in a huge explosion. Mm-hmm. And then you move on to the next one. It's interesting that there's like a hub world that you go and walk around in and meet the salesperson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know if there's more story I missed.
So from what I know of it, it's probably not there's more story you missed, but there's probably more story if you really sat and tried to piece it together, because it does a lot of saying the fewest words possible to explain things and not being intentionally vague with things.
Yes. And
there's probably like some stuff that you may have missed if you didn't try to get everything, but a lot of it is just it doesn't explain itself, and it's weird.
Well, yeah, that too.
Very weird, and very violent.
Yes, but there's lots of violence.
I can agree with that. On the bosses get a little repetitive, and some of it. Yeah, the jumping's not so good. The gunplay about loading every bullet. It's trying to be a little bit more of that how you actually use a firearm.
Right. Yes. When you replace like a machine gun, you pull out the whole magazine, throw it on the floor, and put a new one in.
Yeah.
And that you actually see the magazine on the floor for a while. But yeah, it's fun. It's interesting. It's very chaotic sometimes. So if you're into that kind of game, definitely check it out.
If you're wondering about the gameplay, it's probably like a mix between Doom and Quake. Because Quake was id's big first 3D one. This looks and has the style more of Doom, but with the mouse look controls of the Quake era.
Yeah, but it's not a 3D. The world is built 3D, but it's very two-dimensional enemies. Like even the giant mechs and things like that, which you can get into, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Are 2D sprites. So it's like a mix between Quake and Doom, and it's kind of its own thing. But it's fun. It's
cool.
It is weird.
Yes.
Have you played the sequel?
Yes, I'm like halfway through the sequel. I played the first one. I've beaten it. I think it's a great game when you can get through the horrific levels of violence. The sequel, I don't think it's fully out of early access yet.
Okay. Yeah, so the sequel is Beyond Citadel. The Citadel. Yeah.
Not Beyond the Citadel, just Beyond
it's just
Citadel.
Beyond Citadel. Okay.
Yes. I would say, so I haven't finished the whole thing, but for Beyond Citadel, the other thing with Citadel, the first one, as it goes, the level design in like the last third is not as great. It kind of gets a little too repetitive, visually and gameplay wise. Beyond Citadel, it's still visually pretty repetitive, almost the same as the Citadel, but I haven't gotten to a point where any level feels like the same thing, and they're getting harder and crazier. So the level design is definitely improved. The gun mechanics are expanded because now you can take the clip out, put new bullets in it, and then put the clip back in. And if you do the normal of take the clip out and throw it away, you've thrown it away and you don't have that clip anymore. So your magazines become a resource as well. But it lets you reload a lot faster if you can mentally do that, which I can't. So I just don't.
Because in the first one, I think only one gun allowed you to just dump and reload fully. Like, I think the machine gun, you could reload normally, so you'd take out the magazine, and then you watch the animation of them getting a new one, putting it back in, and it refills, but it takes a while. Or I think you can quick change where you just dump whatever bullets you haven't used, and it puts a full magazine in, but it takes a third of the time
away.
Yeah.
The Beyond Citadel does a lot more with that, and there are some other interesting reloads. Like there's a heavy anti-material rifle, and it has like a magazine that attaches, but the bolt is so huge, it's like a 3-step process of lift up, draw back to eject the shell, shove it back forward, and crank it down. It's like 4 key presses. Halfway through that, while the bolt's open, you can then individually reload more bullets in, so you don't have to change the magazine.
Okay.
Because it's open and you can just push them down into it. There's a lot more things like that in it where it's...
Yeah.
If you just do it the simplest way, it works, but there's like weird little tricks you can find here and there. And there are more robots that you can pilot and things like that. And the story is more complicated while still being exactly as weird and incomprehensible.
Oh, okay, fun.
So pretty much everything you'd want a sequel to be.
Yeah. Yeah, so I played the Citadel. It's fun. It's weird. It's not that expensive, I don't think.
No, it's not. It's an indie first-person shooter. I think it's like $10 USD.
Currently, it is $7.50.
Is that with the Steam sale?
Yes. Okay, so without the Steam sale, it's $15.
And I would say it's worth that. It's very fun. The only thing that I feel like I need to say, and like, haha, half of the enemies are actually anime girls in armor. It is extremely violent.
Yes.
Like, people are regularly dismembered and blown to pieces.
And their corpses will just stay on the ground.
Yeah, there's a little paper doll in Beyond Citadel where you can see like a picture of your character in the corner. Oh, it's also full of fan service too, because, they're all anime girls. Mostly of your player character too.
Yeah, I didn't notice that much in the first one, in the Citadel. It's
there, but it's usually there in a way where you have to actually look for it.
Yeah.
Like if you're just playing and you don't pay attention to it, you might not notice it. But if you get overkilled in Beyond Citadel, you watch your paper doll literally get dismembered.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's horrifying. And then I'm waiting for the level to load, and like I literally have my hands over the corner of the screen because it's like I can't look at that. He went way too hard making that as anatomically correct as possible. But they are very fun games. I think Beyond Citadel is just a straight improvement overall. But the first one is very good and probably cheaper, and it is finished and it works, and I think it's just a little bit easier to get into. And then if you play it and you really like it, the sequel is very good.
Cool. So I'll check the sequel out eventually.
Yep.
But yeah. And then the other thing I did last week is, so I know it's something you're probably never going to read, but I read So I'm a Spider, So What? Volume 11 to 14 of the manga, which is, I think, up to volume 7 in the light novels.
Okay.
It's interesting. It's one of those, I liked how the series started.
Mm-hmm.
And where it is now, the main character has almost changed their personality, where they become more of a side character, and then someone else is more of the main character.
Okay.
It's weird. So, for anyone who doesn't know, So I'm a Spider, So What? Is a story about a girl who dies in our world, wakes up in a fantasy world as a monster, specifically a tiny magical spider. I think they said, like the size of not even a basketball, like a grapefruit, and just has to survive in this crazy underground labyrinth. And as they do that, they gain skills and experience and all those things like every other isekai kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And as they go along, they evolve. So they choose what kind of version of a spider they want to be. And then eventually she decides there's a map of all the different evolutions she can go up to a certain point. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I'm going to go for that because then I can kind of become a regular person again instead of looking like a spider, because who's going to want to talk to a spider?
Yeah.
So that was her goal for a lot of it. And then in these books, she does that, and it's kind of like, to get there, mm-hmm. a lot of the skills and all like the gritty details that were in the beginning, which were interesting, kind of get pushed to the side, and some stuff happens which I won't spoil, and it's not like, this is almost a whole new series now based on what's happening. But she eventually gets out of the labyrinth and goes up into the regular world. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm a spider monster, but I'm not weak now because I survived down a labyrinth. And now in the human world, I'm much stronger than a human. And based on what she does in the labyrinth kind of affects what's going on in the upper world. And there's all kinds of crazy things going on. You learn why she's there. You learn that there's more powerful beings than she is, and things like that. But at the point I am in the story, it's not the same person anymore, and it's kind of weird. It's like, but it's also one of those things I kind of want to know what happens next. Mm-hmm. But it's like, if it keeps going this way, I don't know if I'm going to like it, because it's not really the same. Like, the character has changed so much. Because in the beginning, she was very like, I'm going to do all these things to survive, and then gets out and is so powerful. It's kind of like, okay, it's not as interesting now that all of that strategy it took to survive down there means nothing anymore. And then there's an interesting part where they have it's cool because they do a sci-fi fantasy battle where there's a science fiction-y portion of the world, and it fights against the fantasy side. So you see giant monsters fighting against spaceships. It's interesting, and it's a cool little story arc. Okay. But it's like, okay, but the main character is like, and she doesn't even act the same anymore either. Huh. It's very odd. I don't know why they went this way, but so it's interesting. I think if it's intriguing, check out the beginning. But I think once they decided, hey, we're going to turn you not into a spider anymore, it kind of lost some of its charm.
Okay.
Feels like, okay, now it's becoming just a generic, it's the guy again. Because it had the hook of, I'm a monster, I'm trying to survive.
So I was a spider. What now?
Exactly.
I actually have read the first light novel of this.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought it was really good. So, but I can see where that's coming from because the first novel very much is she is a monster and she's trying to both deal with that as like a person who's become a monster and also now I'm a monster. Like, how do I get through it? How do I deal with this? And figuring that out. So I can see that just going away and being like, oh, okay, sure. Because that is kind of, especially in the first book, like that's the whole point. Is she's a monster.
And I think it's until book 10, almost, of the manga that before she really even gets out of the labyrinth. So it takes her a long time to be able to survive down the labyrinth. There's some crazy things that happen down there.
Yeah.
But then as soon as she gets towards her goal, it's kind of like, okay, story takes a hard left and goes another direction.
That's interesting. You're saying it's like it's weird, you're not sure if you're going to keep up with it, but it's still kind of worth continuing, at least in your...
Yeah, it's one of those, I've already bought 14 volumes, it's kind of like I might as well see what happens next, but because the manga is still ongoing, I think the light novel's over.
16 novels and 2 bonus novels.
Okay, so it's probably a little more than halfway through, or just about halfway through, the manga is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it seems to be about 2 to 1 in this case.
Yep.
It's interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I can't tell.
Fair enough.
But that's it for me. What have you been up to?
Oh,
a few
normal
things.
for me.
Yeah.
Technically, it's been 2 weeks. But
technically, yes.
A normal amount. We'll start off with some short ones that you can also talk into, which is I caught up with Odor and the Flame and Creepy and Freaky. Because those are the only 2 things we read chapter by chapter here. Wink, wink. Just because we keep talking about them. And Odor and the Flame, I know you do, but I definitely want to just keep talking about it because I want people to know about it. And it's really good.
Yeah.
So I've read chapters 7, 8, and 9.
Okay, yep.
Which is the start of meeting the dwarves.
Yes.
Who are under control of the ice demon people.
Yep.
I forget what they're called. And then they find out that, there's a spirit in the forge that's going to die. So Odor has to go now to try and save the forge. And chapter 9 is this, they have to figure out how to get into the forge. So they ride a minecart down the frozen steps.
Yes.
At like 100 miles an hour. And then they have to like jump with the cart and just fall. And it's this crazy action scene. And then they get to the bottom and the head demon comes to find and stop them. And they're about to have a huge battle.
Yes. Yep.
And I'm so excited again for the series. Oh my goodness. It's like, okay, it's going again. We're going. There were some chapters that's like, I don't know if this is going to be a thing. I don't know if it's going to be good. And now it's like, oh man, it's so exciting. So,
yeah,
I think it's definitely more fun than it has been. And it's back to like some of those early chapters of, okay, this is just a cool idea and it's fun. So I hope the battle goes really well and we get some crazy fight scenes for a couple chapters.
I think so. Yeah, I think it'll be good. Yeah, because the trainer guy left. He's off doing his own thing.
Yeah, they're intending to meet each other somewhere, but he went by himself. So it's just Odor and the girl who was training with him, and now the dwarf girl, who's kind of like an interesting little character, an interesting idea. They kind of, the 2 girls kind of look pretty similar. Yep. Face wise, but like you can tell them apart. But
yeah, I don't think we know a lot about her yet, though.
Not really.
It's kind of like, I'm a dwarf. I need your help. And then the forge said, I need help. So we left and went to the forge.
Yep. And the other fighter ran the distraction so that Odor and the dwarf could go to the forge. Yep. And now it's Odor versus crazy honorable demon knight. Thing. Yep. And it looks so good. Yeah. But yeah, so that's Odor and the Flame. Just got caught up on that. Creepy and the Freaky was at 10, so I read the last 5 chapters because 15 just came out yesterday as we're recording this. I think the summary is best done as this. It's still creepy and it's still freaky. It's the same as it has been.
Yes.
It feels like they're settling into a groove more, which I
could see that.
Don't know if that's the best, because what made the first several chapters is you kind of didn't know what was going on, and it feels more of like, okay, we're starting to understand what's happening, and it's like, okay, this chapter, this will be happening, and this is why they're having these interviews, and this is why this is going on. But seeing why has been interesting. Chapter 11 was the one about seeing ghosts. I think you said that one you thought was really creepy.
I don't remember which one that was.
Where the girl can see ghosts, and she's trying to figure out how to stop seeing ghosts.
Oh, yeah. That one. That was chapter 11?
That was chapter 11.
Yep.
That one, I think, was probably the least good. I get it, but to me, it just didn't hit well. 12, where one of the recurring characters joins the Supernatural Research Institute thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Yes.
It's very expected. There's nothing truly unique about it, but it's done so well. Oh, I love it so much.
And you meet the NPC.
You meet NPC, yes.
Yeah.
And the end when she has to make the choice.
Oh,
and there's the RPG mechanic list of different options, and it's all just different ways of saying yes the whole way down.
Yeah.
God, that is so good.
Yes. That one is a good one. It's less creepy and more kind of head trippy of they're going to make you say yes. Because we make everyone say yes.
And it's definitely more of this is a chapter where we're showing how the world works. And what's happening, rather than just a creepy story. Although it is still kind of creepy.
I'm still not sure how this connects with the animals.
Yeah, I have not actually read it solidly enough to have any thoughts about anything. I'm just reading it and being like, well, that was fun. Moving on.
Yeah, because you have the cute animals that have their own story. You have the girl now who has kind of her own story set in our world. And somehow they're connecting sometimes. Yeah.
Yep. I'm not thinking about that.
Still don't know yet.
So there's definitely still secrets and things to figure out and all that. But even though I really like this chapter, the random interviews of people talking about the strange things they saw, you now see that most of them are the research woman and the institute and NPC talking to them about these things. 13 with the beverages, it was nice and creepy.
Yep.
Not my favorite, but it was good. 14 about the politician was not super creepy, but a really crazy idea. It's definitely more in the freaky side of just what? You're doing what?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's insane. And actually kind of a good idea.
Yeah.
But what?
Yeah. It's oh, I guess that would work. Yeah.
And they're well, what about this and this? Oh, we have a bunch of holy people come through and do this and this. And we also route holy water through everything. And
they just purified. It's fine.
Okay, yeah, sure. I guess that works. And then 15, which just came out yesterday.
Yep.
I don't know if you've read that one.
I did, yes.
Okay. That's very creepy. And that's it. It's just a creepy story, and then it ends.
Yes.
And the stuff with the weird animals and everything else going on is just yep, stuff's happening. And here's a really creepy story. I still think 12 or 14, the introduction to NPC or the politician are probably my favorites.
Yep.
But 15 is probably the most, if you had to pick one and be this is what creepy and the freaky is, it would be chapter 15.
Yeah.
It just hits everything.
Yeah, that one definitely feels like this is a weird story that you hear.
Urban legend?
Urban legend, yeah.
And also the animals are there. And also the stuff with the researcher and NPC is there.
Yeah.
And also there's other just weird stuff going on in the background that you don't know why it's happening, but they keep showing up.
Yeah, this is probably the epitome of the creepy and freaky kind of style.
And again, as someone who does not like horror, this is just creepy stories. There's occasional violence. There's some really bloody scenes, but it's not never action-y. It's more of you come to the aftermath of something.
Right.
And it's very Japanese ghosts of like weird dark spirits or like creepy shapes and things. Probably the most like viscerally horrifying thing is just the boxes.
Yes. They're all weird.
It's like why? Like, what are those? Oh, those are stitches. Oh no, I need to turn the page right now.
It's like, oh, that's not how that's supposed to work.
that's not. Oh, and then the box opens and like you see the things on a chase. Like, oh, I didn't want to know that. I didn't want to know that's what that was. So, as someone who does not like horror, this is a really good series. I am just not actually paying attention to it. I'm just letting it wash over me and like, well, that was weird and kind of scary. I'm going to stop thinking about it now.
Yeah, but it's cool.
Any thoughts on that you wanted to add?
Nope. I think it's still doing its creepy and freaky thing. I definitely like the newest chapter the best so far. It definitely ticks all the boxes, and I kind of want to know what's going on, but then it's like I kind of want to keep it a mystery. It's like, okay, I'm not really sure. It's like I don't know if I want to dig too deep into it, but I still don't know what the numbers are about.
Yeah, I definitely want to know what's going on, but horror and things like this, it's once you know what's going on, if the story doesn't end, it's bad.
Yeah, you need to figure it all out the very last chapter.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, perfect. Now it all makes sense. You need that element of surprise or suspense. It's like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And yeah, hopefully it can continue.
Yeah, because it's been very good, and it keeps balancing this weird, dark, horrifying world with like occasionally random cutesy things. And I'm like, okay. I'm really enjoying it. So those are still great.
Cool.
But after those two, a bunch of other stuff I've been reading. Coppersmith Volume 6, Coppersmith Bride Volume 6 just came out. It's just like Coppersmith Volume 1 through 5. It's absolutely fantastic. I love everything about it. This finishes the mixed metal saga that I'm going to call it, where the Coppersmith and the manufacturer like decide to go into a dual project together.
Yes.
And that whole thing goes through, and it's a really interesting... Where it goes is not at all what I was expecting for like what they decide to do, but it's a really cool idea. And like, I kind of wish I could go to it and get one of those things, because it's like, okay, that's actually really a good idea. There's also a nice little family chapter of the two of them eating crab. And them like talking about different ways to eat crab for a whole chapter. And it's just like, okay, sure. But it's a very smithing heavy volume. So if you want slightly less romance and a lot more of how the heck coppersmithing works, oh boy, chapter 6 is gonna be a real good one for you. They spend a lot of time talking about metals. They talk a lot about his father and what he was able to do that made him so special.
Yep.
And they spend like 2 chapters making tools for the daughter of the goldsmith who's learning coppersmithing with him.
Yes.
And so they make her a set of tools so that she can practice at home. So they talk about what all the tools are for and why they make them, what they make them for, why they're all these different shapes. And they spend a long time on that. So if you're interested in the smithing side, Volume 6 is really good.
Perfect.
And if you're not, it's still interesting and fun, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So.
Because that's kind of what I wanted my quiet blacksmith life to be more on the how blacksmithing works, but apparently
it's not.
This sounds like it's exactly what I wanted, so I will pick it up. Because I really like Coppersmith Bride too.
It's still not we're just going to talk about blacksmithing. There's a point to all of it, and there's still the character interactions throughout the whole thing, but there's a lot more. We're going to talk about coppersmithing. We're going to talk about what we can and can't do, how we do things, how we get different metals and what we do with them.
Cool.
And like a bunch of stuff. One of the big things they talk about is layered metals. because that's what his father was really good at.
Okay.
So he explains it while he's trying to do it and so you're learning about what it is, but you're also watching the main character as he's dealing with the fact that his dad could do this and he can't, but he's desperately trying to figure it out.
Okay.
So it's a really, really good book. The series continues to be amazing.
Perfect.
Then I read 365 Days to the Wedding, Volume 8.
Okay. Yep.
Rika and Takuya continue to go on to get married. They had recently returned to Takuya's family to visit and say that, okay, before we were lying, we were getting married, and then we decided we're actually getting married. Takuya's father had said that he wants him to come back to take over the company, and he tries to hide that from Rika, and then through a series of funny and hilarious events, she finds out independently. So she takes all of her vacation time and goes back to visit his parents. And there's an inordinately funny number of scenes in a row where Rika goes back and is like helping out Takuya's grandmother and Takuya's father. But like every time she sees Takuya's father, it's like the creepy stalker murder vibe from her. Like she like steps into the doorway and the shadow's just on her back and she's holding a pair of giant shears. And her father's like, don't kill me. But it's very, very funny. And then at the same time, while this is happening, Rika's mom, who's this crazy businesswoman, meets Takuya and transforms him into the ultimate being. Basically just has him get like a full makeover, new clothes, new haircut, new everything. Okay. And he becomes like super travel agent. And then so Rika's like falling in love with working in the countryside and things like that. And Takuya is like becoming this super duper businessman. And then because of some miscommunication, Takuya decides to go back to Aso to get Rika to come back and drags Rika's mom with him.
Okay.
And Rika is like, no, this is not good. And is like rushing to the airport to get them and stop them. And then all of Takuya's family is chasing after her because they don't know what's going on. And so they all think it's like this marriage meeting. And so they reserve a restaurant and they all go there for their first marriage meeting. And everyone is extremely confused. It is absolutely hilarious. It's become this crazy, weird family thing. And I'm sure the next one or two, the drama's becoming a big part of it too. But it's still extremely funny. Watching the very quiet Takuya become like Ultraman for like a couple chapters. It's just like, what is going on?
That's funny.
Really great. I'm looking forward to more. Cool. Ancient Magus Bride Volume 20, that just came out because I just read a whole bunch of them and I was like, volumes 10 and 11 were kind of slow as they like transitioned into the next super arc.
Yep.
And then the last one just ended and you get the aftermath in this book and you get the next couple of things here. There's definitely a lot of more calm stories because this is going on around Christmas time. You see a couple of characters' relationships you didn't really get to see and like who cares about who and in what ways and all of that. And a bunch of the other characters' families start to show up. But it's very clearly already building to the next big thing that's going to happen. So you're not going to get that, okay, what are we doing? What's going on? It's just, okay, we solved that. Moving on. Oh no, this is now happening because of what just happened. So it's still lighter. It's still aftermath. And there's still a lot of living in this world with magic that the story is known for. But the next big event is already rolling right from the start. I don't think there's going to be that moment where it feels like nothing's happening or you don't know where it's going. You know where it's going. And there's just some amazing scenes of Elias, the Magus, starting to understand jealousy.
Right.
And like trying to get her attention and then like realizing randomly when he's like, oh, when she talks to him, I feel really annoyed. But when she talks to him, couldn't care less.
Oh, no.
Weird. And it's like, oh, because that guy's gay. He doesn't realize it, but that's what it is.
Oh, boy.
And it's like, oh, okay. It's very adorable. It's not super dramatic. It's definitely set up, but stuff is happening.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's everything except for the big one, which honestly, I love it. I'm glad I'm caught up because I don't want to read anymore. But I read the last 4 books of Housekeeping Mage in Another World, volume 6 to 9.
Right. Yep.
Isekai weak mage romance story.
Yes.
It's still good.
Okay. But
there's a lot. So book 6 is another kind of short one. There's a little adventure in the beginning, and then that goes horribly wrong, and there's some crazy monsters, and they fight that. And then you get the actual story of what happened to Alec, the main male character, his whole background, all his emotional trauma, all of his stuff. You get the full story of it, and it's good. It finally makes a lot of things click, but now we have both of their emotional trauma set out, and they're basically together now. The next couple of books, the problem is it's okay, why are we still continuing? We all know everything. Everything's been put out and put together, and there will be a point later, but it's sort of this feels like the beginning of the end, and then it's not the end.
Okay.
And there's a nice little side story about ghosts, and then Shiori summons a xenomorph. I'm not going to give you any, the xenomorph from Alien. Not actually, but she also, one of the things she can do is illusion magic. She summons a xenomorph.
Okay.
They don't call it a xenomorph.
Of course not.
They just describe it as a xenomorph. And Alec is what the hell is that? It's it's from a story. Your people are weird. Yeah. But no, she summons a xenomorph. Yep, that
of course.
That's a good summary. Book 7 does the thing that all isekai stories do. Isekai Japan.
Of course.
Isekai Japan shows up, and this is where it feels like when I was reading it, this isn't the end. Why isn't this the end? Because this is Shiori admits everything about where she came from, where she's actually from another world, and it's Japan, and this is what's in there. Alec admits that he's where his family is from, and how he's nobility, and he's actually the older brother of the king. Long story. Very complicated. He was a former crown prince. Kind of. Not exactly.
Okay.
He was up to be a crown prince, but his story, in the story, it makes a lot of sense, and he was never really the crown prince, but he is the son of the king.
I see.
The former king. Not the current one. The current one is his younger brother.
Okay.
And so, everybody now knows everything. They're living together. All of that's going on. And it's all of the stuff comes out and everything comes together. And then there's more. And book 8 doesn't really do it well. There's some interesting stuff where you're sort of seeing where they're going after this. Some of the characters from before. There's a character called Vivi who's attacks Shiori in the first book. She comes back to apologize. And so you get a bunch of the stuff from before. The traumas from before continuing to get resolved, but it's she knows he's the son of a king. He knows she's from another planet. They're literally living together, sleeping in the same bed. What are we waiting for? Oh, we're waiting for them fighting giant triple-headed snake monsters. Because, in book 8, they fight more crazy monsters, because that does happen in every book, and literally Shiori has, Shiori, the incredibly weak mage who can't do anything, has pulled the finishing blow on 5 legendary creatures now.
Okay.
Which is weird.
Yeah. But that she was supposed to be incredibly weak.
So she obviously couldn't have done it herself.
Well, yes.
She had to be in a party. They had to do other things, but either the actual killing blow or the thing that basically takes the monster completely out of action and they can just walk over and cut its head off. It's basically been her doing 5 times now.
Okay.
Over the course of these books.
Huh.
Weakening to them to the point where it's okay, the fight's over. I think book 8 is probably the lowest point of this. Even though Vivi's really interesting and stuff like that. And it's okay. And then book 9, I think, is the point where it's okay, now I get what book 8 was trying to be. There was a scene in book 5. Yeah, book 5, where they randomly mention what Alec does in 20 years. and they sort of don't say that Shiori is, I mean, obviously, like, from book 2, you knew it was going to be Shiori the whole time. Mm-hmm. But they don't say that that's what she does. But they tell you what Alec was going to be.
Okay.
And book 8 starts, and book 9 very much is them actually getting to that, where they're going to create the school for adventurers.
Gotcha.
And so now it's Shiori becoming a teacher and, like, spreading, like, what she knows around and dealing with all these people. And then there's a dragon.
Of course there is.
Then they fight a giant dragon, and, like, the last 2/3 of this book is the last 2/3 of this josei romance novel is a battle against a dragon with, like, 80 people fighting a dragon. Yes.
Huh. Okay.
It's a very adventure-y part of the series, but it's really good. Okay, I'm going to do this, and you're going to have to put this into the video, but I have to go get this, and I have to show this to you.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you a picture.
Okay.
If I can find it. And if not, I'll find it and I'll send it to you later. But I need to remind you, this is a josei romance novel, and this is a picture from inside. It's wild how much action and battle there is in this book. It's literally 2/3 of it is a fight with a single dragon.
Wow.
It is really good. And like I said, with this idea, they get the better sense of where they're going. And you start really seeing it. And all the other characters they're having their moments. They're having their things. But yeah, by the way, this is the josei romance novel illustration.
Wow, that's incredibly violent.
Yeah, that's him chopping the tail off of a dragon that they've had to hack off 3 or 4 times. Yeah, that's him covered in blood.
Yeah, that's a lot of blood. That's crazy.
Yeah, josei romance novel.
Huh.
2/3 of it is a dragon battle. So, and that's always been what the series has been that balance between those two, and both are good.
Good.
But what you really see this series is about is seeing where these characters are going into the future. And to be fair, the author themselves have also said in the afterword they've got 2 or 3 more things they're going to do, and then the series is going to end. So I think it's going to be, we'll see them get married, set up the school, and like that will be the end of the series.
Okay. Yep.
And there's a couple of things that are, you kind of know where they're going to go, but they technically haven't done it yet. Like, oh, I'm going to go talk to this person about this thing. And you've seen the main character's perspective on what they think, and you've seen the other person's perspective on what they think, and they both agree, but they haven't had the conversation yet.
Okay.
So it's like,
yep.
Oh, these 2 people want to get together and apologize. And you see both of them, and they're both like, I want to apologize. It's like, okay, we know how this is going to go.
Yes.
But they haven't done it yet. So it's a really good series. I feel like there's been that kind of common thing of the mushy middle with book 7 and 8. Like, I look at 7, technically stuff was still finishing here, but it kind of felt like that should have just been the end, or it should have been part of the previous book and the series should have stopped. And then book 8 is like, okay, yeah, now I get it. They're building to this other thing. And so they should have, I get where it's going, but it's not quite there yet.
Okay. But
they're still pretty good.
Okay.
It's probably got 2 or 3 more books. We're caught up in English and Japanese. The series isn't that fast. We might get another one later this year, but the books have been coming out at about a once-a-year pace.
Okay. Yep.
Which is fairly slow for light novels. At least consistently every year or so, instead of like this year 2, next year 1, the following year 3, or something like that. They've been a little on the slower side, but good.
Okay.
But
sounds
I'm glad
interesting,
I'm
but
caught
yeah, it doesn't sound exactly like how I would picture it.
No, you have to remember, like, it's a romance novel
Ish.
about adventurers.
Yeah.
And they're very much adventurers, and the author's like, yeah, let's have a giant spider battle in the first book that goes for like 30 pages. And let's just have people beat the crap out. Like, there's a whole scene where it's just like 2 of the guys in the series, like, we're just going to spar. And I was like, yep. It's like 6 pages of them fighting each other just because.
Okay.
And it's like, okay. And then it's like housekeeping magic. And then it's mushy scenes between the two main characters. It's like, yeah, it's just all of those things together.
Okay.
For all the things I don't like about it, it feels like if you've enjoyed it up to this point, it's not that the later books are bad. It's just, okay, I don't get what we're doing here. Now I kind of do, where we're actually aiming to end the series.
Okay.
And I think it'll probably be fun, but the last couple books have felt more of, okay, giant snake monsters. Okay, I don't remember what was in 7. Oh, bear infected by parasites that control its brain. Blarg.
Okay. So
okay.
The last few have been monster of the book kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes that's really good. Book 6, the monster of the book just shows up out of nowhere, and the fight's insane. Mm-hmm. And what happens from it is insane. But also what happens in that fight, like everyone comes out okay, and it was just like this freak fight against this weird monster that nobody wants to have to deal with. Mm-hmm. But what it does messes with the relationships of people for a while and runs the entire rest of the book is because that happened. This then had to happen.
I see. Yes.
Whereas 7 and 8 is more of like, 7 is more of like, okay, we're going to a place. Okay, there's something here that likes to eat people. Okay, we killed it. And 8 is, oh no, there's a monster.
Wow, scary. Okay.
9 is, oh my god, there's a dragon. Wah. But then it's really good. It's kind of like, I forgive you on the dragon. Forgive you on the 200-page dragon battle. As for everybody else listening, let us know in the comments what you've been listening to, reading, enjoying. I'd love to hear it. I always love more recommendations, and let us know what you think.
Because maybe you've read something we've never heard of. We're always looking for new stories.
I think that's impossible. I've heard of everything.
Well, yes, you do read a lot.
Who are you?
I didn't say you remember everything. I said you read everything.
Yeah. So for a big review today, we're going to be talking about I Picked Up This World's Strategy Guide, the manga, Volume 1. This is created by Atchi Ai. There are currently 2 volumes of the series in English and in Japanese, both available in English. I believe they're brought over by Yen Press. The series, I thought for a while it might have been over, but it's not over. It is still running. It's just not fast.
Okay.
I think it's less than a monthly. I think it's every couple months, but it is still going. Started in 2023. It is still ongoing now. I think the last chapter came out early last month, but there's only 2 chapters that aren't in a book. So it will be a while before we get volume 3. Both volumes are available in English. One of the interesting things about it is a full color manga. Every page is full color. There's no black and white pages at all. Everything's been colorized by the artist, which I think is partly why it's so slow.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of work. A couple of things that I'll mention about this series. The volumes are a little on the thinner side, although they're on the lower price for what manga prices are in English. There's like 7 chapters in a book, I think. It's about 150 pages.
Yeah, it says 146 pages for volume 1.
Yeah, manga's usually around 200 pages, so it's a little bit shorter, but it is full color. I got it digitally. Don't know if they're doing a physical print run in English, but it's gorgeous. And the color is very nice.
Yeah, I'm surprised it is in color because that's pretty rare. I haven't seen many, if at all, do full color.
Yeah. The author, Atchi Ai, I haven't heard any of his other works at all. And I don't think any of the other ones are full color, but they're small, short series.
Okay.
And they're not in like the bigger magazines, but they're like little series that have come out. And so he's, from where I see it, he or she, I actually don't know, has about 6 series plus a one shot and a couple self-published things. So
nice.
They've been doing a bunch of little things, and this is their biggest one, and it's their current series. Mm-hmm. There may have been a hiatus point at some point, or it may just be slow, but Full-colored manga. That's not the only thing about this that's really good and important. It's actually a very good series, but it is... I think the art is probably the biggest thing that will jump out at you.
Okay, yep.
If you go in knowing, okay, I'm going to be paying the price of a manga, but it's going to be like 20-25% shorter, but full color. Yeah, that seems fair to me. I think you'll enjoy it. It's a good series. It's never the best at anything. There's kind of nothing it's really exceptional at. The art and the coloring is very good, but it's not technically really special or really unique. It's just very well done.
Okay, so you're talking about the style is...
Yeah, the style is good. The person's ability to draw is very good, and their ability to color is very good, but you're not getting something like Blade of the Immortal or Berserk or really high detail or like crazy art. It's I wouldn't say like bog standard manga, but it's not something really different than what you'll get other places. It's just also full color.
Yeah. I think the full color makes it unique in its own right.
Yeah. But I mean, it's colored the way like other manga colored pages would be. It's just they did it for the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I want to say it as like, it's cool because it has that full color, but the full color itself isn't really special. It's just very good.
Right.
The special is that all the pages are colored.
Yes.
But like any other colored pages would look the same sort of way. It's just they did it for the whole thing.
I see. Yep.
I feel like I'm repeating the same point over and over again.
No, I get what you mean. Because you can have, while things may be colored, the coloring may take away from the story.
Yeah. And I think that's a good point, because that's something else I was thinking. Like, in terms of a series that has full color, it really feels appropriate.
Okay.
It's the only thing I can think of as an example of what I want to say it doesn't have. It's not like those early 3D movies where they're like, whoa, it's coming toward you. It's like, oh, look, it's in color. It's like, no, it's in color. We used color. Probably the only other colored manga pages I've seen that have felt more natural is like the few colored pages in Mushishi. And that's just, everything's green. Really vibrant green Mushishi. And it's like, this is like, it just fits.
Okay, that makes sense.
It wouldn't win an award for its art. Its art is a big draw of it because of what it is, I guess is how I would put it. And I mean that in the best way possible. Like, it's very good. Just when a lot of the series we've talked about, it's like, oh, this is really cool because of this crazy thing they do, or because they have this, or because this way the characters. This doesn't have anything that's extremely standout other than the color, but everything is good.
Okay.
That's sort of how I've been trying to like figure out how I want to explain this. And I feel like that's the best way to describe this. Is nothing in here is particularly exceptional, but everything is good. And that art makes it something unique and worth seeing. And so it's worth checking this out because it is really good. Just don't expect something you've never seen before.
Okay.
What you have seen before and the plot in the first book, which we'll talk about, it's not so crazy, but it's not the most bog standard either. It is still a neat story. It is the story of Sana. Apparently her full name is Sanana.
Okay.
But everyone, everywhere I've seen, at least in the first book when I just reread it, just calls her Sana. But in the titular strategy guide, her name is listed as Sanana. I'm like, okay, sure.
Weird.
The story is about Sana. She's the daughter of an item shopkeeper in a city in this pretty standard Japanese JRPG, medieval European style fantasy game world. It's not a game. For the people in the world, they don't see the game mechanics the way you think of like an isekai where it's like, oh, I activate my skill points and I bring up my status screens. Like, they don't have that. None of that exists.
Oh, okay.
It's that kind of a game world that you would expect.
I see. Yep.
They treat it like it's just normal, and there's no obvious game mechanics that they like, oh, I activate my spell and spend 17 MP. It's like, no, I cast the spell. Now I'm getting kind of tired. I'm going to take an MP potion because I know if I do this 3 times, I get really tired.
I get lightheaded. Kind of
yeah. It's...
Okay.
The strategy guide will have numerical values for everything whenever you do actually look in it, but they themselves don't use that.
Oh, I see. Yep.
Yeah. So this is the story. She's just the daughter of the item shopkeeper. And so in the opening chapter of this, she's wandering around and she finds a book. Guess what? She picked up this world's strategy guide.
Of course.
Title drop. Okay, end the episode. We're done.
Yep.
But she finds the book, and it's the strategy guide to this world. And she's flipping through it, and she at first is like, wow, this is weird. This crazy book. Hey, it's saying weird and stupid stuff. Like, there's this boy called Protagonist, whose name isn't listed.
He's just protagonist.
He's listed as protagonist. In the second volume, I believe he gets a name, but in the strategy guide, he's just called protagonist. Then it's like, oh, there's the second prince of the city, of the kingdom, of this, which is the capital city. And the second prince, Melioros, who's a womanizer and doesn't like people. It's like, what? That's crazy. That doesn't seem very nice. You shouldn't say those things. But she's like flipping through it, and it's like, oh, this map, like there's a whole page of her like, huh, it says that there's 300 coins buried under this tree. Oh, and there's some herbs growing by this rock. And there's this hat and this bucket. And then it's like, she looks in the thing. Here's 300 coins. Looks in the thing. There's the herbs. Looks in the bucket. That hat is actually there. What the hell is this book? This is weird. She's just trying to figure out what's going on with this book. It's this really nice strategy guide. She's like, okay, why does this exist? And she's sitting there, and her brother, who is, I don't know if he's ill and so can't walk very well, or he was injured and can't walk very well, but he walks with a limp, he wears glasses. They all work at the store together, and he's like, I'm going to go out and I'm going to gather some stuff. Can you watch the store for a bit? And she's like, oh yeah, sure. So he goes off and goes to gather some stuff. And she's then pulls out the book because she hasn't shown it to anybody. And she's flipping through, and it's like, man, our shop doesn't show up here anywhere. Oh, look. Oh, here we are. Oh, it says there's a quest located to us. Huh. It's called Revenge for the Item Shop Girl's Brother. That's odd. Starts flipping through. Huh. The owner of the item shop will pay you 6,000 coins for killing the monster that murdered her brother. Well, that's not good. Start flipping more. Start flipping faster. Wait, there's a monster that's going to attack. Wait, it says here that it happened when he went to go gather ingredients in the mountain. Like he just did. Where's the monster? What kind of monster is it? Oh my god, that's really high level. And she's like, starts flipping through and flipping through and flipping through. And switches over to the brother, and he's like there. And then this crazy, weird, very roly-poly Japanese monster that's clearly going to eat him just pops out from around a bush, and it's like, oh crap, I'm gonna die. And then suddenly you just hear like, I forget what the spell is called, but like ice blizzard beam shot, and the monster just gets crushed by like a group of adventurers who happen to be passing by, and like, oh thank goodness we made it in time. Sana's running up, I was like, you did it, thank you, here's your money, thank you for feeling my emergency request. Because it's like, oh, it's weak to ice. Oh, there's a party of adventurers that exists in this town. Ooh, that one's a wizard. Ooh, he has ice magic. Ooh, he shows up near this place between like noon and 3 p.m. every day. So she's like running around the town, like finding him, like giving all of her money and be like, hey, can you do an emergency request for me and just go here and protect my brother? And that's what happens.
Okay, then.
And it's like, okay. And so like she saves her brother, and like they're like, she's happy, and the brother is like, thank you. And it's like, great, we're going to celebrate. We'll have a bunch of your favorite food. And it's like, I was almost eating. I don't want to eat food right now. I just want to like sleep. Because that was scary. And that's the beginning. She finds a strategy guide. She saves her brother. And the end of chapter 1 and the beginning of chapter 2 is, okay, this is too dangerous to keep. I need to get rid of this book. And so like the whole like the first 4 pages of chapter 2 is like, she's got a candle. It's like, this book knows too much about everyone. It knows about everything. It's so terrible. It's incredibly well bound, and the pages are this beautiful paper with this little gold trimming on it. But it's too dangerous. I have to destroy it, even though the leather cover is so beautiful. It's like, wait, maybe I don't have to destroy it. Maybe I just don't use it. Okay, I'm gonna put it away. But like, she goes to this whole thing of like, I should probably get rid of it, and because it's saying like bad stuff about the second prince and other stuff, like maybe it was banned, like because she is in this world. There is no concept of a strategy. Like, obviously, we reading it, like, it's the strategy guide for the game this is based on, yes. But she doesn't have that as a thing that could be. She just thinks someone wrote a book about this world that happens to know things that will happen. Yeah. And so she doesn't really get what it's doing, but she keeps testing it and everything keeps working.
Of course.
She's like, okay, I'm going to keep the book, but I'm not going to use it. And so then she goes and she eats breakfast and she finds out one of the friends at the shop, a man named Mr. Doggles, who runs a tavern, hasn't been feeling well. So she's like, oh, she's going to go check on him because she's also friends with his daughter, or she's friends with his daughter, who's a dancer there. Mr. Doggles is this older man who's getting older and he's getting more sickly. And he's like, the doctors tell me I have to stop drinking, but who goes to a tavern where the owner doesn't drink? And his daughter, Tasha, who is a dancer there, who's fantasy JRPG dancer trope character, who's also incredibly good, is like, yeah, well, you know what they also say about people who do that? They're dead. Quit drinking. Just stop it. That's obviously bad. And just berates him for like 5 minutes. She's like the best dancer around. And Mr. Doggles is like, well, if only I could know that because like she's really good. I don't want my tavern to go away because then she won't have anything to take care of her. Oh, if only there was some way to know the future. So Sana's like, so I know this fortune teller. I'll be right back. She goes and she immediately opens the book again because, of course, this whole series is about that. She opens it up. She looks up at the tavern. Tavern's gone. There's a casino there now. The whole thing's gone.
Weird.
Okay. Where'd the tavern go? She starts flipping around. And she ends up finding another quest called A Prince's Regret. And it turns out the second prince, Melioros, in this game world, eventually gets kidnapped by a bunch of people after he's joined your party. And you go and you rescue him. And you defeat the woman who tried to kidnap him, Tasha, who tried to kill him because he got angry at their tavern, shut it down, tore it down, built the casino, and Mr. Doggles, from the stress and strain of watching his tavern be destroyed, died. And so Tasha swore revenge, tried to kill Melioros when he's in your party. And the part of this story that's from the game is, and that will be important in a minute, Melioros, who didn't care about any of his people and didn't care about anything. Like this, it's called The Prince's Regret because he realizes he's made these mistakes that have hurt people, killed families, broken up things. And it's like, oh, that's not good. So guess when this is happening? Tonight.
Of course it is.
So she runs back. And of course, the first thing she does is bumps into the prince, waiting to go in to see her dance. She tries to tell him, like, hey, don't you want to go somewhere else? Don't you want to go to, like, a different tavern? Or, like, anything? And he's like, listen, you stupid street rat. Just shut the hell up. I don't care. I paid to go here. Just shut up. Okay, let me go talk to Tasha. So she runs in to go to talk to Tasha. And it's like, Tasha, okay, there's a guy here with a coat and a haircut. And he looks like this. And he's going to be sitting here. And he paid a bunch of money. Whatever you do, don't make him mad. It's like, I tried to talk to him before and he called me a street rat. It's like, oh, he called you a street rat? That fucking bastard. I will cut his goddamn throat, that motherfucker. It's like, no, Tasha, don't. I said, don't get mad at him. It's like, what are you going to, like, no, it's my right to be angry at people who insult my friends. So Sana's like, okay, you're right. Here, have this cup of tea. And Tasha, like, takes it, like, and is still shouting, like, I'm gonna fucking beat the crap out of that bastard. Because Sana poisoned the tea so that she falls asleep.
Of course.
It's like, aha, problem solved. And so she goes out to tell Mr. Doggles, and Mr. Doggles is like, oh, Tasha can't perform tonight. Oh, man. I sure hope the people here to pay don't get upset that the legendary dancer can't dance. It would be awful if that happened. Why, they might even shut my... And this is literally what the gist of what he's saying. I really hope they don't get so upset and shut my tavern down because our wonderful dancer can't perform tonight. Wouldn't it be awful if someone rich and powerful were here watching this and then decided to take revenge? That would be so bad. And you just see Sana in the corner, like, starting to sweat more and more. And she's like, oh, shit.
What have I done?
So, she then dresses up as a fortune teller.
Of course.
And says Mr. Dog is like, okay, I've got a plan. And like convinces him to let her do this, like that she can do this. And she's not introduced to Sana. She's introduced as a legendary fortune teller. Mm-hmm. And she dresses up completely differently. Her hair's done in a whole new way, so no one recognizes her. And so she just goes out. And she just says, like, I'm a fortune teller. Like, I can tell you anything about anything. And everyone's like, yeah, whatever. And it's like, that guy. You're really thirsty, aren't you? It's like, yeah. Yeah, ever since you picked up that ring, didn't you? Yeah. Yeah, because that ring's cursed, you idiot. It's cursed from that one place that you went in the desert where you picked it up. Oh my god, how does she know? And because it's one of the quests. He asked for help to get rid of the cursed ring. And I'm like, you, over there, you want to buy a house right now, but you can't decide between the mountain house and the coastal house. How did you know? Well, I know what you should do. You should buy the coastal house, because the mountain house has a ghost in it. Because the quest is to go to the mountain house and get rid of the ghost for him.
Get rid of the ghost, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, it's working. Everyone believes me. And of course, the man who's there, who's shutting it down, the second prince, Melioros, is there. Mm-hmm. And he's like, no, this is stupid. Those are just plants. You can't prove me. How about this? What did I have for breakfast today? So she's like running through the guide in her mind. It's like, ooh, favorite food. Honey. You had honey for breakfast. How the fuck did she know that? What? Oh, also, and then she's like, remembers his stat page, like, you're good at magic, but you're not the most physically strong. It's like, I mean, yes. I mean, I only know the fireball spell, but I've been pretty good at magic. How does she know this? And then, like, she tells an embarrassing story of him as a child when he was afraid of ghosts, and like his nanny had to sleep with him for like 3 months because he saw a ghost one time. And so like everyone is like laughing and shocked and amazed at her and is so happy. And it's like, wow, such a great performance. Show went off great. And Sana just walks out and is like, oh god, I saw his face. He looks like he's gonna murder us all. He's so mad.
The prince?
The prince is so mad from that embarrassing story and all of that. So there was that. So then he ends up leaving at that point, and she like runs out the back, circles around and runs and finds him in front, and it's like, oh my god, I'm sorry, please don't destroy the tavern. The tavern has nothing to do with me. I just offered to help them because they were having problems. Please. And he's like, no, fuck you. I'm gonna
destroy it.
I'm gonna destroy this tavern. But no, they had nothing to do with this. Like, I don't care. Why would I care? This is just the middle of the slums. What matters if a tavern goes away? And then it's hard to see it in just these like first two books, but Sana is like a really good character. Mm-hmm. She's exactly the kind of person you expect her to be. She's like generally tries to be nice. She tries to do the right thing, and she tries to help people. And like she cares more about doing the right thing than like things like when the prince called her a street rat. There's a very funny scene when she's talking to Tasha, and Tasha's like, he called you a street rat. I'm going to beat the crap out of him. And she's like, but I like rats. And it's like, she just gets like 2 mouse ears on her head and is just like dancing around for 3 seconds. Like, it's fine. It's just a name. What do I care? It's like, no, that's not okay. And it's like, it's fine. But she also has this point where if you're doing the wrong thing, she will eventually she's still human, and that comes through. It's like, no, seriously, the tavern had nothing to do with it. It's like, I don't care. I'm tearing down this tavern, no matter what you say. You fucking worthless piece of trash. You say you're the second prince, but you really are just truly human trash. You're going to destroy families. You're going to ruin everything. You are going to regret this in the future, and you don't know it. And like she then like starts breaking down. It's like, this is going to be one of the mistakes that you're going to regret, but you don't know that you're going to regret it. But the prince, seeing that and seeing her literally first tell him off to his face and then also like break down crying, and having seen what she's known already, he changes his mind. He doesn't say it that way. He's like, you know what? I'm bored. I don't want to build a casino here. I'll build it somewhere else. There's plenty of better places to build it than here. And then, of course, Sana is like, oh, yay! Thank you. And like grabs his hand and is like shaking it up and down. It's like, it's so nice of you. He's like, stop it! Don't
touch me.
Touch me. But, you are really good at fortune telling. Maybe I'll hire you as my full-time assistant. And she's like, no, Oh, no, I just do this for fun. You don't have to do that. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
He's like, what? I, the prince, offer to hire you to be my princess. And what? And she's gone. What? Yeah. That's this story. That's this book. This, like, crazy thing. Do you have any questions so far? Because we're going to get into the last chapter.
So no one knows she has...
Nobody knows she has the book.
And does the book change as she does these things?
No. The book is a book.
So it's not, okay, I told these people about this stuff, so
yes.
So whatever happens in the book will happen, but how it happens, she can kind of somewhat change.
Yeah, so we haven't seen a lot of things happening yet. Mm-hmm. What it seems like is the book has what was written down is what was going to happen. And the general plot of where it will go will still happen, but she can change specific things by causing these different things to happen. When she saves her brother, obviously there's no need for someone to take vengeance on her brother, and that monster was killed. When she saves the tavern, the casino will still eventually exist. It just won't be where the tavern was because that didn't happen. And because of that, Tasha isn't going to try to kidnap the second prince later when he's part of the party to try to murder him because she has no reason to. But we haven't seen it happen to anything that's a huge part of the story in the whole series so far, in the first 2 books. There are a few points that have changed in the second book that are much bigger, but the events ultimately still play out the same way. I can't really explain it without doing spoilers, and because we're not talking about the second book, I don't really want to spoil it. But there are things where this was clearly the events that happened that caused this event to occur, that caused this event to occur, that caused that to happen. And she basically, the shortest, simplest way is someone was supposed to lose a fight, and then things would happen where they would then win it after they had lost. And she does something that allows them to win the fight the first time. And so a bunch of stuff that was sort of had to happen for the plot to move the way it did just doesn't happen. And so everyone's reactions to that happening are all different, and the whole feeling of what happens changes. But ultimately where it gets to at the end is still the same outcome of this person doing X. Before they did it because they lost the fight, they had to do this to survive, which then led to this happening, which then led to them having the fight a second time and then winning, and then something went wrong, and so they did X. In this one, she did a thing, so then they won the first fight, so everyone was happy for them, but they decided to then do X anyway.
Gotcha. Okay.
So how much can change, we don't really know for sure.
Yep.
But yes, what she has changed is changed. Melioros doesn't decide later to tear the tavern down. I think the guy with the ring and the guy who's going to buy the house, like the guy who's going to buy the house is going to buy the house. It's not haunted. And so there's just no quest anymore for that because he didn't buy it. And then the book doesn't update because the book is a book.
Okay, so it really is just a book. It's like if you took everything, wrote it down, and that's it. It's just a regular old book.
It's literally a Brady strategy guide. Prima official strategy guide fell out of the sky, landed in your backyard about someone who lives down the street from you.
Okay.
And it's like, you live there.
So is she in it?
Yeah. She is the daughter of the item shop owner who offers the quest to take revenge for her brother for the monster that killed her.
Right.
That's all she is.
Huh.
She's this incredibly minor character that has nothing to do with anything.
But then, okay.
So the last chapter.
Yeah.
I know what you're about to ask. And it's like, so we're just going to go to the last chapter.
Okay.
This is a couple of days later. A woman has come to the store. Her son, while they were traveling, was attacked by a monster. Her son's feet, the monster has a petrifying effect. So his feet are starting to turn to stone.
Okay, yep.
So Sana goes into the book secretly, figures out the monster, figures out how to cure it. They don't have the ability to cure it, but she can find the item to gather to make the item to cure it. So she's like, okay, I know what will fix it. It'll be these. Your son has some time. It's not going to kill him soon, but it will kill him. But I'm going to get it. I'll bring it back. I'll get you the cure for your son. And so her brother gives her a knife. She gets all adventured up and she hops on a carriage to go to this other place. She's going to the Bewildering Woods near a place called Ippo Village. And she and a couple of people, they're riding along, and they're just sort of talking like, oh, I'm one of the people in there. A man named Mac Moser, who describes himself as a merchant, is going to Ippo Village. She's going to the Bewildering Woods next door. She's just going to go gather it and go right back home. And it's a beautiful sunny day. And right after they say that, downpour. It's like, okay, great. Fantastic. Horrible storm. Okay. Sana's like, okay. All right, I'm going to stay here tonight. Go and I'll gather it in the morning. Hopefully the storm will be over. And then I'll go back the next day. It'll be fine. It's not that dire. They don't ever say how much, but it's like, we've got a few weeks kind of a thing. Yep. Like, it's bad. Like, it has to be cured, but it's not, oh God, like he's bleeding out. It's, you have a long-term infectious disease. You've got to get it cured.
Okay. But we're working on it, but it doesn't need to be done now.
Yes. And when she makes this medicine, it will cure it completely and it will just go away.
Okay.
So, downpour. She ends up going to Ippo Village too because that's right next door to Bewildering Woods. She and also Mac Moser, they end up staying at the inn. They both get rooms there separately. So they're in the tavern. They're in like the inn's dining room eating, talking. And then they overhear some of the other villagers, including one guy who looks like the town warrior kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. And he's talking about how he's so strong. He can beat anything. He's like the super tough guy.
Okay.
And Mac Moser, who, to describe him, this merchant, this very shady looking merchant who's got like bucket cap, cape, like hair covering one of his eyes, and like the biggest reason you can see his other eyes, like his hat has like a cut in it, and so it like lets him actually see out. Like he looks like this incredibly shady, stubbly guy. Yeah. He's like, oh, you're so strong, huh? Oh, you can beat anything, huh? So you could probably beat the okay, I gotta try to say this right. The Scar Latais Offruin. Dead silence. Then the whole inn just like freaks out. Like, what the hell? What are you talking about? What? And it's like, oh, can you? Huh? Can you do that, big man? Sana's like, what's going on? What? I don't understand. What are you talking about? What is it? What? And just before a fight breaks out, the innkeeper just walks in and does the, hello, sir. I'd like to inform you that your room is ready. Why don't you go to your room while it's still warm? Yes, this is me smiling at you. And so Mac Moser goes into his room and is like, all right, Sana, come on. It's like, Sana also goes. And then the next 2 pages, just Sana in the room, like, I have nothing to do with this man. Now everybody thinks I have something to do with him because he also told me to go, what is going on? What is the Scar Latais Offrun? What the hell is that? Let me just go to bed. Tomorrow, hopefully the storm will be over. I'll gather my stuff. I'll leave. It'll be fine. Mm-hmm. So the next day, the storm does end. The storm ends that night. Okay. So she gets up. She goes out into the woods to go gathering. Now you would think, hey, it's called the Bewitching Woods. How will she get around? She has the strategy guide. She copied the map out of it. Okay. Like, I know where to go because I have my map.
So you've said this before that she has copies of the strategy guide. So she doesn't keep it with her then.
She doesn't keep it with her most of the time. Right now, she keeps it in her room. Okay. Generally, hidden somewhere. So, right now, she didn't bring it with her. She's read it at this point, or at least different parts of it multiple times. And she copied the map of the woods and how to get to I think they're called silverberries to make the cure. She's copied the route to get to it. So she has that on a piece of paper with her. Yep. And she's like, I feel like I've heard Scar Lataya's Offruin somewhere. She's looking at the map. It's like, no, I didn't see it somewhere. I read it somewhere. Where did I read it? Oh, now I remember. It was in the strategy guide. But that wasn't what it was called. It was called The Scarlet Eyes of Ruin. Huh. Weird. Where have I heard that before? Oh, I remember. And now I remember. They brought up Ippo Village and the Bewildering Woods. Oh, and there was a storm too. Where was it? Oh, it was about the protagonist. It was in the very prologue about the boy who was cursed with scarlet eyes. His parents died when they were 13. And his village blames him and hated him because they think of those scarlet eyes as bringing about ruin. And then one day there was a terrible storm. So the next day he wanders into the bewildering woods because he hears this prophecy thing. And so there'll be a boy wandering around the... What's that? Is that a monster? She turns around and there's just the protagonist standing right there looking back at her. Like, not having heard her, but like they just walked into each other.
That's funny.
And the last line is, and that's the moment when she became the main heroine of the story. End of book 1.
Huh. Okay. Which is not in the guide.
Nope.
And
there's a lot that happens in book 2 with this. This is this is the majority of book 2, is the rest of what happens at Ipo Village.
Ah, okay.
And the protagonist and the beginning of the game. But yes, she's literally walked into being part of the main cast.
That's funny.
And it's just like, oh, like, where have I read this? Oh, yeah. There was that thing about the beginning. And the guy has the scarlet eyes of ruin. And then the storm. And then he goes into the bewildering woods looking for... Because he heard this divine prophecy about a sword in the bewildering... Oh, he's right there. Oh.
I found you.
End of book 1.
That's crazy.
It's such a good... And like, I say a lot of things about this book where it's like, it's good, it's not like amazing. That ending chapter of book 1. Oh, that's so perfect.
Right there.
It's literally ends on like a page of just... the two of them looking at each other and this little narration box saying like, and that is when Sana became the heroine of the story.
Nice.
It's like, oh, okay. But yeah, that's the first volume of this. It's real good. Book 2 obviously follows immediately after this. Mm-hmm. The story isn't really fast. Obviously, like we just took a whole book to get to this point. Like you could have skipped most of the stuff with the prince and maybe just brought it down to like a single chapter about her trying to like save the tavern and somehow she figures it out. Yeah. But it's not. I kind of know why, having read book 2. Melioros, obviously, as one of the other members of the party, is very important, and who he is and how he reacts to things is a big part of the story too. Mm-hmm. Because Shakor, he comes back, but it doesn't rush to get to this moment of this random side character has walked into being part of the hero's party. Okay. At the first moment when the hero becomes the hero. Because, spoiler alert that you could probably see coming a mile away, the rest of the prologue of the game plays out, and it's still a JRPG. The main character's parents are already dead, and his village hates him. You can guess where it's not going to be a happy-go-lucky part of the story. No. Okay. Bad stuff is about to happen. But it took its time getting here. Okay. And it's got that sense of knowing just enough how to make it, to drag it out, to make it really entertaining without it being dry and boring.
Oh, cool. Okay. It sounds interesting. I like the idea of this one character who's supposed to be a bit player suddenly knows not everything, but a lot of what's supposed to happen. Yeah. And it's kind of like, okay, how can this character who's supposed to just, as you say, be the merchant's daughter, use that to not only change the fate of her friends, but also kind of change to become something more if she wants to. But it just kind of stumbles into situations because she knows too much.
I really want to say something, but I will just say this. She can become more if she wants to. She does not want to. Right, yeah. She does not get a choice. Yeah.
So because...
It's so good. Oh, it's so good.
So it's because she read the book that she just now puts herself in situations where you know this, so now you have to live with it.
Because she wanted to help that, and she knew where to go, and she did this. It bounces back and forth between incredibly lucky / unlucky to people trying to do what they want to accomplish. Sana doing what she wants to accomplish in the way she wants to have it done. Okay. Yep. And it's told really well. Again, though, because it's full color and because it's so slow, we've barely made it out of the prologue by the end of book 2.
Okay. And that's fine.
Probably in the equivalent of the game, it's like you're literally just out of the prologue.
Yeah, so this is going to be one of those long stories that you just have to keep an eye on it when the new one comes out.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably my biggest negative for it, is not that anything about the story itself is bad, but because it's going to take so long to tell at the rate that they're telling it, depending on how far into the series they want to go.
Right.
You want to cover most of what this game would be, and even if they make it like a really truncated thing, it's going to be
years.
It's going to take a long time to finish, even if the story ultimately ends up not being that long.
Yeah. Because how many chapters were in the first book?
7.
Yeah. So if, say, every book is 7 chapters, you're going to be...
No, 6.
6, okay.
6 chapters, and then 6 chapters in the second book.
So every 2 months you get a new chapter, and so you're looking at... There's going to be 5 books total. That's another at least 3 years to finish the story.
Yep. And that would still be an incredibly short manga.
Yes.
Because they don't finish in Ippo Village until, like, the 5th chapter of book 2.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes on. This is where a lot of the stuff about what can be changed, what will change, what happens with those changes, and are those changes even good? Mm-hmm. All of that comes up. All of that's part of this. And that isn't a really good thing about this is, obviously, it's kind of dumb in the second chapter when it starts with, oh, I'm going to destroy the book. Actually, no, I'm going to keep it. But that is like an interesting part of it.
Right.
Like,
yep.
Should I get rid of this? It's kind of glossed over a little bit. And half of the reason she decides to keep it is it's a really fancy book.
Yeah, I just like the
but
look
also,
of it.
It's saved her brother's life. And it's obviously powerful. If she's really careful with it, maybe it's okay. Maybe not. And that continues to come up with, you shouldn't know these things. With the fortune teller, Melioros couldn't say that because, like, oh, you can see the future, you can see the past. Okay, you're an actual fortune teller. That's the only reason he's not like, how in the hell do you know this? You shouldn't know this.
Yeah.
Okay, you have the magical ability to tell people's fortunes. Okay, that's crazy. It's incredibly powerful. I've never seen anyone as good as you. That's weird. Mac Moser, shady merchant guy, surprise, maybe isn't just regular merchant person because he's a shady merchant and or pretending to be a merchant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that goes on with him in the next book that I can't talk about. It's so good and it's very pretty. The art is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's not anything completely out of the ordinary, but what it is just very good.
Mm-hmm.
And it just works. Color choices and everything, the person doing it did an incredibly good job.
Okay.
But
cool. Yeah, it sounds really good. I'm definitely going to check it out. I just like the setup is interesting to kind of see where it's going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's, as you say, it's one of the few colored ones. So it would be interesting to see how well that's done.
That's definitely probably its biggest draw for people. How are you going to find out about it? It's going to be like, oh, hey, did you know there's colored manga? Here's one. But
True.
The actual plot and comic and everything involved in it is still also very good. It's not just its a gimmick.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So
sounds good.
Well, with that, thank you very much once again for listening, everybody. If you'd like to find or listen to us in other places or locations or in other ways that you aren't currently listening to us, you can find us at these locations to then find those other locations to listen to us at.
What?
Such as YouTube at Mudai Manga Book Club, Podbean and other podcasting applications at Mudai Manga Book Club. You can also follow us on Blue Sky at Mudai Manga Book Club, where we post when new episodes are being released. So you can find whichever one you'd like to at any time. However you're listening, please like, share, subscribe, leave reviews, or any other things if you enjoyed the episode so that we know that you enjoyed it and we're listening to it. Mm-hmm. And so that you can let other people, by which you mean make the computer doobly-doos, tell other people that you thought it was good and so they should tell other people more often about us.
Doobly-doos.
By doing all of those things.
Yes.
Doobly-doos! And also, if you have any questions, comments, rants, or anything else you'd like to let us know, you can also reach us by email at mudaimangabookclub@gmail.com. So with that, it's time for the recommendation. Louie, take the one that I was going to take.
Aha! I took it first. So this one is very time dependent because when we're recording, this is happening, but most likely
It'll be on YouTube.
When you're listening to this, this will be over, and you'll just have to watch all of the videos of it. So right now, Summer Games Done Quick is going on.
Yep.
For anyone who doesn't know what that is, it is a speedrunning event of video games that happens twice a year. This is the summer one. The winter one is Awesome Games Done Quick.
Yep.
This is a charity event for video game speedrunners. This summer one does Doctors Without Borders.
Yep.
It's going on right now. It's halfway through about
Saturday to Sunday.
Yeah.
So Saturday, Sunday, like Monday.
Late Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're in the middle, yeah.
Yeah. So they do all kinds of games. They do old retro games. They do current ones. They do fan-made ones. And it's just an event where people show you how quickly they can beat them. And all the money goes to charity.
Yep.
It's always a blast. There's always crazy things going on. The one I watched earlier today was a speed run of Pokemon Sword and Shield. And I think by the end of this 3-hour-ish speed run, the two players were like seconds apart after 3 hours. Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah.
At one time, during one of the... I don't know if you know Sword and Shield very well. The setting is more of like a sporting event. So everything's in stadiums. And they do these... where characters walk out onto the field. And they in Sword and Shield, they have this one called... I believe it's Mega Evolution... not Mega Evolution.
It's Dynamax.
Dynamax. Yes, Dynamax. Mega Evolution is something else. Dynamax, where they can Dynamax the Pokemon that's fighting in order to make them gigantic. And there's this really cool scene during the speedrun where the two videos were exactly the same. They were perfectly synced. It was crazy. This is after like over 2 hours of them playing, and they got to the exact same thing where they were frame for frame with each other.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was cool. And then they always do, like, they did a blueprints one that I'm going through. They have a few others that I'm looking forward to. I think they're doing Final Fantasy IX. They're doing, I think they're ending on the first 2 chapters of Deltarune. They do all kinds of ones. It's always a crazy event. And the good thing is that all of the runs, because they're going nonstop, 24 hours a day for this week. There's just something going on constantly. And there's no way you can watch it all. So luckily, they put it all on their YouTube channel where you can watch every speed run that they've done now and all of the previous ones. So the YouTube is Games Done Quick. And you can also go to their website and they have the schedule, and they also have other events besides the 2 Awesome Games and Summer Games. They do Flame Fatalis. They do Frost Fatalis, which is obviously the winter version.
Those are women's speedrunning events.
Yes.
They have other like special events, and then they have the hotfix shows too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you're interested in speedrunning at all, they have tons of videos of all kinds of games. So if you want to see someone speedrun Final Fantasy VII, the original, or Final Fantasy VII, the remake, or any other game you can think of, they've probably done it. The only ones they don't do are ones that take a really long time to do, like more than 8 hours. Those are typically not in theirs. They've done them.
Yeah.
But they've been really popular games, like Final Fantasy VII.
Or it'll be like their last game.
Yeah.
Like they did like 100% Chrono Trigger one year, and it was their last game. And it was like 6.5 hours.
Yes.
But it was the last of the whole event.
Right. But that's also an incredibly popular game.
And if you're not just interested in speedrun, the hotfixes, and to some degree the events too, they do have other things like challenge runs, glitch showcases.
Yep.
There's usually a task showcase every once in a while.
Yes.
Some of the hotfix shows, there's one about randomizers, there's one about challenge runs, there's one about learning to speedrun.
Yep.
There's one where it's just like a podcast where they talk about speedrunning, about games from a certain era, or there's one that's all horror games, there's one that's all this. So like they have a lot of speedrunning adjacent content too on their YouTube.
Yep. And there's usually the speedrunner, a person who's doing the announcements. There's usually a couch where there's people who know the game or understand mechanics sitting along, kind of commenting about what's going on. And then a few times they actually have the developers of the games there, either in person, not typically in person, but usually over Zoom or something like that, commenting about what they're seeing. It's like, oh, well, we didn't design it that way, but you broke it. So,
Yep.
or there's, we put that in there specifically for speedrunners. So it's really interesting when that happens, because it's like, okay, you get to see a little more behind the scenes of what the developer meant to happen and how the game has now been broken in order to let the runner do something unexpected.
Yeah. And that's the big event style. The hotfix shows are just a smaller version of that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes as small as just the host and the person doing the run.
Yep.
Sometimes they'll have other people with them, depending on the game or races or all sorts of things. Just absolutely fantastic.
And the races and the co-ops are really good, because sometimes they do a relay race. They did one where they did all the different SNES Mario games. So every person, I think, had to switch off. I can't remember if it was every level or every death. It's just like, because they just, okay, it's your turn, it's your turn, it's your turn. And then they're just, but even at the end, they're still so close to each other. It's ridiculous. It's a crazy event. It's all kinds of fun. If you can't see it live, definitely check out the YouTube channel.
And they've done crazy things for a long time. And sometimes they'll just be something really wacky. Like AGD, the last AGDQ, this is the last thing I'll add on this, they had Crazy Taxi, but instead of playing the music from the game, they had a live band performing the music as if it was the music in the game. So they would start at the start of the level and cut out as soon as the level ended for like each individual song.
Yeah.
And they were just playing it, and like the guy, then there's the speedrun in the corner like, yeah, I'm doing it. But then there's like 5 people like all playing guitar and drums, like just doing all these different songs.
Yeah.
Which was just a crazy mood to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So.
It's very cool.
Yeah. Very, very good. Very, very cool.
What about
so
you?
Now that you've stolen mine, I'm going to cheat.
Okay.
And I'm going to say the same thing.
That's fine.
In Japanese.
So are you talking about the restream, or?
For those of you who are interested, I mean, we both watched GDQ. I think we've brought up GDQ multiple times, a couple of times in the show already.
Yes.
We probably will when the next one comes out.
Mm-hmm.
But there is also, and there's a couple that have been going on for forever. The 2 biggest are the French restream.
Yes.
And the Japanese restream. And Japanese restream is just exactly what it sounds like. They restream GDQ, but they'll have Japanese commentators on top of it. If you're interested in Japanese language and you like speedruns, there's a good way to hear more of it. But they don't just do GDQ. They don't do the hotfix shows. They'll just do the events. Mm-hmm. Because GDQ has gotten so big, and because there's only so much they can cover, there are lots of other events and groups out there that do similar things.
Yes.
RPG Limit Break being probably the next biggest one.
I think so.
Who are the ones who always do RPGs.
Yeah, so they're
always super long.
They have the really long games.
But there's a bunch of other smaller ones, and there's a bunch of smaller events. And so Japanese Restream just does a Japanese restream of them. It depends on how big the event is or how popular the game is, how much work they put into it. Some of the ones that I've seen, it's just the stream is playing and then there's like a Japanese person there commenting on top of the English speakers. But some of the other ones, they'll cut the normal stream's audio out and there'll just be a whole panel in Japanese talking about everything that's going on in Japanese. Huh. So it really depends. But if you're interested in Japanese speedrunning or you're interested in Japanese language and you like speedruns, that can be a good way to just get more access, see more people who are involved in that space, find out about them, listen to them, practice your listening with it, find out about other streams and events that go on, because if it's not in Japanese, they'll do a version of it for them. And there is a YouTube channel, so all of them are eventually put up there. The problem is they do the thing where they put them all up in one giant pile. So if you're using like your YouTube subscription feed,
Wow.
you get like 3 or 4 videos and then 173 Japanese restream videos. And then the rest of your videos that came out like 2.5 hours ago. And it's like, okay, all right. I guess I'm not seeing anything from before these. So I'm not saying don't subscribe. I'm just saying I've questioned why I'm subscribed from time to time.
So what's the name of the Japanese restream one?
Japanese Restream.
That's it?
On YouTube, it's just called Japanese Restream. Written in English.
Well, yes.
Yeah, but it's just called Japanese Restream. It doesn't have a ton of subscribers, but it does all the big speedrunning things. They don't have anything from GDQ yet. That will probably be a little bit. Although, they do them live, too. So, if you're watching GDQ and you want to watch it, they do it so people in Japan can watch it as well. So, if you want to watch it and see it, you can see it live. And then they'll put VODs of it up on YouTube later.
Okay, yep.
And they'll also do playlists to collect them all. So if you have a particular event that you know you want to see something from, find the event in here, open it up, find the video you wanted to see, and then watch it. And they've been doing it for a long time. I think the French Restream is the only one that's longer, but Japanese Restream goes back to 2017.
Yeah, I knew about the French one and the German one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think... they must have mentioned the Japanese one before.
They have.
Yeah.
They've mentioned... I know they mentioned the French one the most.
I think it is because it's the biggest.
Yeah, it's the biggest, and the Japanese Restream, I believe, does this too. I think it's just sometimes it's not as intense, but like the French Restream, they have full panels of people talking about the games in French during the game. So it's not just someone there like, hey, this is what they're talking about, and just translating it for you. No, they have their whole own panel talking about these things.
Okay.
Japanese Restream does that from time to time too, but the French Restream does a lot of that. If you prefer it in French, you can get the French Restream. And like you said, there's the German Restream. I'm sure there's others out there as well, depending on what language you want to hear it in.
Mm-hmm. And as of right now, they have raised $725,000.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, that's going to be it for this week. Tune into GDQ, and then tune in next week.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, probably don't turn into GDQ because it will be over by the time you're listening to this.
Yes.
So instead, tune in next week for when we will cover
the Ancient Magus Bride Arc 1, which is roughly chapter 1 through 7 or book 1 and the first 2 chapters of book 2.
So, it'll be fun.
It will be.
I feel like I should talk about this because I talked about it earlier.
And you will, but next week.
Okay then.
Yes.
Then with that, have a good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Have you watched... So...
Have I watched? The answer is probably no, but go ahead.
SDDQ.
Oh, the SDDQ? No, I've seen that they're coming out, but I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, it's going on right now.
Yep. I figure that's going to be your thing to talk about for the recommendation.
It is. Yes.
Blip, 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 blip.
Ba, ba, ba.
Do, 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 do,
Bah. Okay, good, it's working. So is the strategy guide one just like the first volume?
Yes, there are only 2 books. So we're just doing the first book. It's not going to be that long, I don't think. Even though I've written a ton of notes, it's not going to be that long.